Every single day, you are being pulled in two directions. One voice tells you to sit down, scroll, numb out, chase the next hit of pleasure. The other voice, quieter, weaker, easy to ignore, tells you that you were built for something more. Most men spend their whole lives obeying the loud voice. Today, I want to talk about why that happens, what it's doing to your brain, and how the men who break the pattern end up building the lives everyone else only dreams about. The dopamine trap. Here's a psychological fact most people don't understand. Dopamine isn't the chemical of pleasure, it's the chemical of anticipation. Neuroscientist Dr. Robert Sapolsky's research on dopamine shows that the biggest spikes happen not when you get the reward, but in the seconds before, when the outcome is uncertain. That's exactly why endless scrolling, junk food, porn, and substance use are so addictive. They exploit a system built for hunting and survival and turn it into a slot machine you carry in your pocket. Every time you chase a cheap dopamine hit, your brain's reward threshold rises. Psychologists call this dopamine tolerance. The next hit has to be bigger to feel the same. This is why men who spend years chasing quick pleasure often report feeling more empty, not less. Flat, unmotivated, disconnected from anything that used to excite them. It's not weakness. It's neurochemistry working exactly as designed. Against you, unless you learn to direct it. Delayed gratification is a trainable skill. You've probably heard of the Stanford marshmallow experiment. Kids who could resist eating one marshmallow immediately in exchange for two later went on to show better academic performance, better emotional regulation, and better life outcomes decades later. But here's the part most people leave out. Follow-up research showed that the ability to delay gratification isn't fixed. It's a skill built through environment, repetition, and identity. Not something you're simply born with or without. That means self-discipline is trainable, the same way a muscle is trainable. Every time you choose the harder, boring, disciplined path over the easy dopamine hit, you're not just making one decision, you're rewiring your default setting for the next decision. Purpose rewires the brain. Two psychologists, Viktor Frankl, who survived years in concentration camps, observed that the men most likely to endure suffering and keep moving forward weren't the strongest or smartest. They were the ones who had a reason to keep going. A goal, a mission, a future self worth becoming. This isn't just philosophy, it's measurable. Studies on goal-directed behavior show that having a clear, meaningful target changes how your prefrontal cortex regulates impulses. A man with a defined mission has an easier time saying no to distraction, not because he's more disciplined by nature, but because his brain has something more valuable to protect. What this means for you, so when you feel that pull toward the pleasure, the substance, the validation chasing, understand what's actually happening. Your brain isn't broken, it's uncalibrated. It's been trained by years of cheap, instant rewards to prefer the small hit now over the massive reward later. You can retrain it. Every rep at the gym when you didn't feel like going. Every hour you spent building your skill instead of numbing out. Every time you delayed the impulse and kept your eyes on the goal. That's you rewriting your own wiring, one decision at a time. The men history remembers weren't the ones who chased every pleasure available to them. They were the ones who could feel the pull of instant gratification and choose the mission anyway. That's not about deprivation. It's about direction. It's about becoming the kind of man whose future self will thank him for what he did today. You don't need more motivation. You need a system, a standard, and a reason big enough to make the short-term noise irrelevant. Set the goal. Protect your mind. Guard your energy like it's the most valuable resource you own. Because it is. The world will always offer you the easy hit. The question is whether you're building a life good enough that you don't need it. Discipline isn't the punishment. It's the price of the life you actually want.